Imagine a place where the dead are not simply buried and forgotten, but dressed in new clothes, cared for, even spoken to by their descendants. A land where death is not the end, but the beginning of a new life. A sacred transition celebrated, not mourned. That place lies in the misty highlands of South Sulawesi, where Toraja challenges the world's perception of life and death. At the heart of South Sulawesi lies a mountainous region blanketed by morning fog and endless greenery. This is Tana Toraja, the ancestral land where the living coexist with the dead. It is not merely a tourist destination, but a living manuscript written with blood, soil, and ancestral spirit. Toraja holds a unique philosophy of life. To them, death is not the final chapter, but the beginning of a journey to Puya, the spirit world. Thus, the connection between the living and the dead is never truly severed. Traditions, architecture, symbols, and funeral ceremonies all reflect this worldview. Tongkonan, the traditional Torajan house, stands proudly with a curved roof resembling a boat. It is not just a residence, but a symbol of family ties and the core of ancestral heritage. Here begins the story of Toraja, a tale of honor, sacrifice, and the courage to live by the values of the ancestors. The Tongkonan is more than just a building. It is the heart of Torajan society. Every family owns a Tongkonan, which defines their lineage and social status. It is built collectively and passed down through generations. Births are celebrated here, weddings are held, and the deceased are laid to rest before the Rambu Solo ceremony. Torajan society is divided into three classes: the nobility, Tanak Bulan, commoners, Tana Karurung, and slaves, Kaunan. This stratification determines the types of ceremonies conducted, the number of buffaloes sacrificed, and even the design of the family's Tongkonan. The carvings on the walls of Tongkonan carry symbolic meanings. Buffalo motifs signify wealth. Roosters represent sacrifice, and the sun reflects a connection with the divine. Red symbolizes life, black represents death, and white stands for purity. Rambu Solo is the most significant funeral ceremony in Torajan culture. It is not merely a burial ritual, but a final tribute that ensures the soul's journey to Puya. These ceremonies can last for days or even weeks, depending on the deceased's social status and the family's economic capacity. The rituals begin with Amapalayo, the procession, and continue to Matinggoro Tedong, the buffalo sacrifice. Buffaloes are believed to be the vehicles that carry souls to the afterlife. The more buffaloes sacrificed, the faster the spirit reaches Puya. The rare and expensive Saliko buffalo is considered the highest offering. Hundreds of guests attend, bringing offerings. They eat together, sing, dance, and honor the deceased. Bullfights, sisemba, traditional parades, and ceremonial speeches are all part of the event, performed with deep emotion and pride. Manene is one of Toraja's most remarkable and unique traditions. In this ritual, families open ancestral graves, lift the bodies, clean them, change their clothes, and even comb their hair and adjust their posture. To outsiders, this might seem macabre, but for the Torajans, it is a timeless expression of love. Manen is usually performed every few years, depending on the family's agreement. They believe well-maintained ancestors will bless the living. Before the ritual, the family gathers to pray and spiritually ask for permission. It becomes a reunion for the extended family. Children who have migrated return not only to see the deceased, but to reconnect with their roots and cultural values. Many are moved to tears when they embrace the figures of long-lost parents or grandparents. Tau are wooden effigies made to resemble the deceased. They are not decorative objects, but spiritual representations placed in rock cliff graves. Tau serve as intermediaries between the world of the living and the spirit realm. Creating a Tau is a sacred process. The sculptor must know the person intimately, from facial features to body posture and expressions. The statue is then dressed in the deceased's clothes and placed on cliff balconies in sites like Lemo or Londa. Tau signifies social status. Only nobles can afford them. Unfortunately, many have been stolen or damaged due to their value in foreign collections. Today, the government and local communities are working hard to protect them as cultural heritage. Toraja's caves and rock cliffs are not ordinary landscapes. They are ancestral burial grounds. The liang batu are graves carved into cliffs, often at heights only reachable by bamboo ladders or ropes. Bodies are stored in coffins and accompanied by tau. Londo remains an active burial site, dark and deep, filled with coffins from various generations. Skulls, bones, and offerings from families can be found inside. Meanwhile, Limo showcases rows of tau looking over the valleys as if greeting their descendants. For Torajans, graves are not frightening places. They are sacred spaces where spirits dwell. Children are not afraid to approach. They often play near the graves. This reflects how death has been integrated into everyday life in their culture. In Torajan society, women play a vital role in preserving traditions. They maintain the tongkonan, preserve ritual recipes, and pass down ancestral stories to their children. During ceremonies, women lead chants, prepare offerings, and manage guests. The younger generation is also rising to the task of cultural preservation. Many return home to learn traditional dances, carving arts, and local language. Social media has become a new tool to introduce their culture globally. Videos of Manena, Rambu Solo, and Tongkonan now go viral, sparking global curiosity. Still, challenges remain. Urbanization, modern education, and economic pressure often lead the youth away from their roots. This is where collaboration between elders, educators, and authorities becomes essential to turn cultural heritage into a source of pride, not burden. Toraja is rich in symbols and hidden meanings. Even the Tongkonan's boat-shaped roof is intentional, symbolizing the ancestors' maritime origins. Its northern orientation represents life, while the south signifies death. Intricate carvings, the red-black-white color scheme, and numerology and rituals all hold deep philosophical meanings. Buffaloes, for instance, are more than livestock. They symbolize status, sacrifice, and transport to the spirit world. Toraja's concept of time is also unique. The past, present, and future are interconnected. Ancestors are not mere memories. They are active parts of daily life. Every action must consider harmony with nature and ancestral spirits. In the early 20th century, Dutch missionaries introduced Christianity to Toraja. Today, most Torajans are Protestant or Catholic, with a minority practicing Islam. Yet, ancestral traditions remain alive and often coexist with these newer faiths. A unique blend appears in funeral rituals. Christian families may still hold Rambu Solo ceremonies infused with church prayers, hymns, or services. Churches generally support this, as long as there is no idolatry or contradiction with core beliefs. Muslim Torajans, especially in areas like Enrekang, follow Islamic burial rites. However, they still attend traditional family gatherings as a sign of respect and kinship. This fusion shows that cultural identity and religious belief need not conflict. In Toraja, they form a symbiosis that preserves both spiritual and cultural richness. Local religious leaders, Christian and Muslim alike, often advocate for preserving local wisdom as an integral part of ethnic identity. They emphasize reinterpreting traditions in line with humanistic and spiritual values rather than abolishing them. In recent decades, Toraja's cultural uniqueness has captivated global audiences. Thousands of tourists come to witness Rambu Solo, view Tau on cliffside graves, or observe Manene reunions. This phenomenon is known as death tourism. Toraja is now a top destination in South Sulawesi, Local governments and tourism businesses use this cultural magnetism to boost the economy. Hotels, tour guides, souvenir shops, and restaurants are thriving. Rituals once limited to families are now public events. Yet this progress comes with dilemmas. Some welcome the economic benefits, feeling proud that the world appreciates their culture. Others worry the sacredness of rituals is eroding under the tourist gaze. Some Rambu Solo events are now timed to match tour group schedules. Buffalo sacrifices and other rites are recorded and shared online, often with little cultural understanding. In some cases, tourists take selfies with corpses or Tau statues without permission or respect. Traditional leaders are now seriously discussing how to balance preservation with tourism. Efforts include declaring sacred zones that require traditional permission to enter, training tour guides to educate, not just entertain, creating ethical codes of conduct for tourists, especially at funerals. Despite the challenges, the Torajan people show that sacred tradition and tourism can coexist. With the right approach, cultural tourism can preserve, educate, and empower communities. Toraja is not just a story of death. It is a testament to how life, love, and legacy continue to pulse through green hills, stone cliffs, and towering ancestral homes. In this land, the dead never truly depart. They live on in prayers, in dreams, in Tau statues, watching over valleys, in lovingly cleansed bodies each year. Amid the tides of modernity, Torajans prove that tradition does not hinder progress. Instead, by embracing their roots, they discover identity and collective strength. From the grandeur of Rambu Solo, the tender Manine rites, to the spirit of cooperation embedded in daily life, Toraja teaches the world a different way to view death, not as an end, but as part of life's eternal cycle. Toraja has become a window into how humanity can live side by side with memory, with ancestral spirits, and with values that transcend time. It proves that cultural identity, when nurtured with wisdom and love, can guide future generations. And as we leave the land of Toraja, we take home more than just photos or stories. We carry a reminder that within every human soul lies an invisible bond to its origins. And in Toraja, that bond is not just memory, it is life itself. Toraja is not just a place, it is a journey that continues even after death.